Okay, well, I'm hoping I'm completely in this, but... All right. My name's David. I'm from the California Freedom Coalition Butte County chapter, and I'm making this video with an Oroville resident and one of our newest members of the California Freedom Coalition. This is Kieth Oday. That's how I pronounce it, right?
Yeah.
Oday. Pretty much, I just wanted to do this interview to say welcome aboard to the California Freedom Coalition.
Thank you.
It's great to have a new member, and great to have a new member in Northern California, where it's a little harder to achieve.
Oh, yeah.
Being the political lines here. But mainly, I was really interested to get out here because you were evacuated from the Oroville Dam when it was about to bust. Am I right?
That's right.
Okay. That, to me, is just, had to be something else. How many days were you gone?
I was gone for 3 days.
3. So, before that dam happened, did you receive any indication from officials around here, state, local, that there was a problem with the dam?
No.
No? So you've lived in Oroville for how long?
For like 5 years now.
5 years? In 5 years, has anybody told you about any risks affiliated with the dam, that the dam was structurally unsound, that something might be wrong?
No, no one told me about that at all.
Okay. That, to me, is just staggering, because I see the Oroville Dam as a good example of the way the world's going. You have this big structure that's obviously going to be dangerous living under. Many people live under dams, but the people who live underneath the dam tend to be the poorest people in the state, really. It's where the low rent is. So if you go to places like Chico, the price goes up quite a bit. So to live underneath this dam and having poor people, oftentimes without cars, without adequate communications,
Right.
to get out, even if there was a situation, all underneath the dam and have no warning system or anything, to me it's just dropping the ball.
Oh, yeah.
You know, so I was looking into the dam. The dam was actually opened during the Ronald Reagan administration, not presidential, but when Ronald Reagan was the governor of California. I believe it was in the 60s. Open the dam was a big to do. I mean, it's considered the crown piece in the whole water system for Northern California.
Of Oroville, yeah.
So this water that's stored in here gets fed out to all the other systems that waters all the crops.
Right.
That really produces and gives us a big punch in our California economy. I was saying our California economy is the 6th largest in the world. That's impressive. A lot of that comes from agriculture, from the rural people, from people that you might not think, as like you in the movement, but they are. They're contributing to the entire California system. I think it's important that we have all people from all spectrums in this.
True.
So, how much notice were you given, or you were actually at work?
I was at work when it happened. I got a phone call about it, and then I got called in the office, and my boss told me that I need to go home. I was like, all right. So I was on my way home, and I got pulled over by the CHP, told me to turn around and come back to Chico, because they couldn't let me go in there.
Okay, so let me explain where Kieth lives here. He lives up on a ridge, but down on the bottom of it, so you have to go up on Kelly Ridge and then come back down to the water level. So he lives pretty far outside of the actual danger zone in the dam. He lives above the water like myself, but he had to drive through Oroville, which is sitting at a very low elevation and directly below the canyon. Do you know how many people live in Oroville? It seems like quite a bit.
No, I don't offhand.
I'm guessing at least 45,000. I mean, it's the county seat, and it has a lot of people here.
Yeah.
If you're looking for a place to rent that's reasonably priced in California, Oroville's one of those places to go, am I right?
Yep.
I mean, you've lived in Sacramento.
I lived in Sacramento. It was expensive there. I moved to Live Oak. Now it's expensive there. Then we moved up here. It's good.
Did you know that Lake Oroville is actually not completely owned by California?
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, actually, Lake Oroville is partially owned by the Army Corps of Engineers, making it a federally owned project.
Oh, okay.
So what that means is half the stake in that dam is theirs. It's
true.
So as partial owner of that, not only do we have a lack of oversight from the state level in the state of California into things, we have a complete lack of federal oversight as well.
Right. And they should have told us what was going wrong with it. They should have kept it updated, up what all the maintenance needs to be doing.
Absolutely. This is one of the problems I find in California. It's a lot of the reason for the people wanting to move to its own state as the state of Jefferson is the disappropriation of funds to the rural communities up north. If you drive up here and you come way up north, you'll see less construction immediately. You will see less road improvement. The roads are falling off. Dams are crumbling.
Yep.
People see this as the money getting allotted to this Sacramento area or the Bay Area or Los Angeles or San Diego, and they feel not represented up here in Northern California.
And we need that happening. We need to get our roads fixed for people's safety and everything.
Now, you've had some health issues.
Right.
Yeah, and your health coverage is Medi-Cal?
Yes.
For those of you out of the state, Medi-Cal is a program for low income that supplies health care that's been vital to California's survival for a long time. So without Medicare, what do you think or Medi-Cal, how do you think your situation would be?
I would have to pay out of my pocket like crazy.
And so, do you support a system to where healthcare is just a right? Where you just have healthcare? Where you don't have to worry about that?
Yeah.
I mean, you can just go to the hospital when you're sick.
Right.
Your kids are sick, you go to the hospital.
Yeah, without no pay and all that. Yes, I do agree.
Now, this isn't your typical liberal from the city. This is somebody way out in a conservative constituent area of California saying, you know, yeah, it should be a right for health care. So we were talking about how it didn't matter who, as a poor person, it really doesn't matter who is in an administration. Am I right about that? So the Democrats, the Republicans, they keep passing the ball back and forth. We had Arnold Schwarzenegger even in California as a Republican. We had, you know, Jerry Brown as a Democrat. We had Gray Davis.
Yes.
And on the same thing with the presidency. We've had Bill Clinton. We've had
Bush.
Bush. We've had Obama. Now we got Trump. So we're just passing this Democrat Republican thing
Back and forth.
The only thing that's really changed that I've noticed in all of this, personally, is it's gotten harder.
Yes.
That you don't have as much money in your pocket.
Nope.
And the jobs aren't everywhere like they were in the 90s for sure.
Hell no.
You have to really work to get a job.
Work for it, and like you had to find them too. You had to hunt for them. Because in the 90s, right there, the jobs was right there. Now you had to go hunt. Fucking, I drive 45 minutes away.
And then that was another thing I'm going to bring up. You're not a big money maker, you know.
No.
So you drive 45 minutes each way to work, which I know a lot of you down in LA and San Diego and then the Bay Area can relate to this, mind you. But you drive 45 minutes each way, and you do this from a California work ethic perspective.
Right.
You do this just because we do this.
Yeah.
This is part of our California drive that I don't think a lot of the people in the rest of the United States really understands is Californians are very hard-working people.
Yes.
We put our minds to something, we get it done.
We're going to get it done, yeah.
You know, in this situation to where we have other people making our decisions pretty much for us, where we don't have the political sway in the system, we don't have the real representation through senators and through delegates in the national system, something like Trump happens.
Right.
Where us as California in one voice pretty much said no. I mean, with the exception, I mean, we did pretty much say no.
And a lot of our people voted for Hillary in California.